Let's compare and contrast 4 different dash cameras, front and rear. First, we have over here the Red Tiger dash cam front rear 4K 2.5K full HD dash cam for cars. Included a 32 gigabyte card, built-in Wi-Fi GPS, 3.16-inch IPS screen, night vision, 170-degree wide-angle WDR 24-hour parking mode. That's the F7NP from Red Tiger. This here's the Red Tiger 4K 3-channel dash cam, 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi built-in, GPS with 64 gigabyte card, 2160p, 1080p, 1080p front and rear inside triple car camera with 3-inch screen, IR night vision, G sensor, WDR parking mode. That's the F17 from Red Tiger. Right here is the Pelsi P1 Duo 4K dash cam front and rear, 64 gigabyte SD card, 4K 1080p dual dash camera for cars, Wi-Fi and app control, 1.5-inch IPS display, car camera voice control, night vision, 24-hour parking mode, G sensor. And right here is the Wolfbox G84OS 12-inch 4K mirror dash cam backup camera, 2160p full HD, smart rear view mirror for cars and trucks, front and rear view, dual cameras, night vision, parking assistance, included 32 gigabyte card and GPS from Wolfbox. So similarities include they all have front and rear cameras. The rear cameras, of course, plug in to, and then you have to run them to the back and mount them on the back. They all mount on the windshield, and they all come, of course, with mounting supplies to do that. And these clip in and out of place. This Pelsi right here, it stays stationary. I do not see a way to remove it once it's adhesed on there, except if you unscrew that screw right there. And they all have power that is the old school cigarette lighter 12 volts. So you're going to have one of those 12 volt power sources in your car, or you're going to have to get a converter for it to power these up. And you're going to have to run those cables, both cables from the power source to the camera body. And you're also going to have to run the cable from the camera body to the rear camera where that is mounted. And so those are pretty much the similarities. They all, of course, have SSD cards, mini SSD cards, and those are able to be clipped in and out. You have to format them first. First things first, you have to format the SD cards and before they will run properly, although they all automatically start recording as soon as you power them up. So don't forget to format the SD cards first things first. So I would say that in terms of quality, lowest to highest is the Pelsi. Not terrible, of course, but it's got the single touch button on the back so that you can toggle through. Very basic but serviceable little camera, and you still get the front and rear cameras. You can toggle through and push the button and see the rear camera, but it's not displayed on the little screen. You can see the screen is quite small. It's just that size right there. And you can push a button and see what's happening in the rear camera if you desire. And the Pelsi is just basic, straightforward, does have Wi-Fi, but also has voice control. So I think that's the thing that makes the Pelsi unusual to the rest of these, is that you can control it with your vocal tones. And I think second up the ladder in quality would be the Red Tiger F7NP. Not a bad little camera. It's got a bigger screen on it. It's that whole size right there. And you do have the ability to watch front and back at the same time. So the whole screen is taken up by what's going on the front, and then there is a smaller version. And then, of course, you can go into the settings and you can switch that around and you can change it and adjust it, everything that you want. You have the buttons on the side, SD card pops in and out. And then third, you've got the Red Tiger And I would say that in terms of quality, just kind of depends on what you want, but I would put the Red Tiger F17 and the Wolfbox kind of on equal planes in terms of quality. They're both 4K. They both have lots of different options. What's interesting about this this Red Tiger right here is that it has the internal camera. So you can have the option to record what's happening inside your own vehicle at any given time. You can turn that off if you like, but in the display, as it's naturally set up, you'll have what's happening out the front, you'll have what's happening in the back, and on the same screen, split screen, of course, 3 ways, you'll have what's happening through this camera right here inside the car, which could be helpful for people who want to record what's happening inside their own vehicle, or to corroborate what happened outside the vehicle with what they were doing in the moment inside the vehicle. Or maybe you want to keep an eye on the valets and what they're doing with your car, and how they're behaving inside the vehicle. But that kind of sets the Red Tiger 4K F17 apart, where it has the internal camera to record what's happening inside your vehicle. They all have the fish lens. It's wider than what the lens would normally be, and you're going to get a wider range right there. And then, of course, the Wolfbox, very cool, interesting, clips onto your actual rear view mirror, and you have the front-facing camera there. And then this is a touch screen. None of these other ones are touch screen. They all have buttons on them that you have to toggle through, but the Wolfbox is a touch screen, and because it is such a large screen, you can split it down the middle and watch what's happening out the front and what's happening out the back, or you can toggle between the two, and everything is touch sensitive, and a lot of different options on the Wolfbox. So pretty cool in terms of those. I would put those two at the top, followed closely by the F7NP, and then the Pelsi is in last place, but not a bad camera for the price point and gets the job done. So there you have it. All very, I think, decent cameras. Just kind of depends on what you want. Are you looking for 4K and high resolution? Do you want to record what's happening inside your own vehicle? Do you want to cover up your rear view mirror and have tons of different options and a touch screen? All of them, just keep in mind that it's going to take some installation work to run both the power, unless you want to have the cord just like out there in the middle of your vehicle. You're going to have to use the tools provided to tuck those cables away and to mount everything on the back of the vehicle and on the windshield of the vehicle, and run the power cord to your 12-volt old school cigarette lighter right there. So that's it. You have the Red Tiger F7NP. You have the Red Tiger 4K 3-channel dash cam F17. This here is the Pelsi P1 Duo 4K dash cam and with voice control. And of course, the Wolfbox G84OS 12-inch 4K mirror dash cam that goes over your rear view mirror and has a high definition display. Check them out.